Hi there, it's Jen from modernmedicinelady.com and the Empathic Woman System, and the word of the day is selfish. And I mean selfish in that way of you got to put your own oxygen mask on first before you can help anybody else. And I think that one of the biggest challenges is that as a highly sensitive empathic person, we sense other people's needs, we sense pain, we sense the urgency of a situation, and it's just natural to want to rush in and offer assistance and help and support, even before we necessarily check to see if we're okay and if we're safe, if we're grounded. It's not uncommon to just jump in. Except that the challenge about that is that it can end up meaning, in the same way that if somebody's on an airplane and they say that the parent always needs to put the mask on first and then you put the mask on the kid, that, the problem is if we don't check in and do what we can do to take care of ourselves, it can make it really hard to help somebody else really effectively. Because especially as, in my opinion, things get more like everything is, it feels like we're going through a time right now, and maybe part of it is because the sun is in Scorpio and we're just sort of in this period, but it feels to me like we're in a time where everything's getting a little bit more heightened, and that might be a bit of a euphemism, like that might be a bit of an understatement, that energy's getting really intense right now, and people are going through a lot of feelings, and we are at, no matter how you look at it, the bottom line is that we're going through a lot of change right now, and things are going to be shifting. Hopefully, there's going to be a lot of really positive shifts that is going to come out of all of the wake-up calls that we've been having. But it's not going to be without some serious discomfort, probably. And so, for anybody who is focused on trying to do good in this world, to be of service, to be working with light, and to be focusing on healing and helping, I think it is even more crucial that we claim the right to our selfishness, and that we really remember that we've got to put our own needs at the top of the list, because we've got to be calm, we've got to be grounded, we need to hold our own center, because if we walk into a really intense situation where everything has just, the volume of everything is really increased, if we're not prepared to handle that, then we're not going to be of any we're not going to be good, like we're not going to have a lot to offer to that. And I know for myself that this was something that I had to really kind of, first I had to intellectually sort of just like agree to it. And then I had to basically override my natural tendency to not put my own needs first and just do it even though I didn't necessarily feel comfortable doing it. And over time, I got more and more comfortable with this idea that being selfish is actually one of the most important and in some ways service-based things that I can do. In that when I make sure that I'm looking out for my own needs, I'm taking care of myself, this is something that can make it can allow me to be so much more effective in the world. So my question to you is, in what ways might you be selfish in terms of your own self-care? And where have you been maybe not making yourself a priority? Where have you been getting distracted by other people's needs? And in what parts of your life can you be putting your oxygen mask on first before you start to go and take care of everybody else?